Welcome back to the Products and Services lecture series. In this lecture, we cover what are services and the IHIP framework, which is the 4 unique characteristics that distinguish services from goods. A service is the result of applying human or mechanical efforts to people or objects. Human effort applied to people might be a haircut. Mechanical effort applied to people could be a massage chair. Human effort applied to an object might be an auto mechanic fixing your car, and mechanical effort applied to an object could be dry cleaning. Service industries account for 80% of the country's economic output. Services have 4 unique characteristics that distinguish them from goods. Services are intangible, heterogeneous, inseparable, and perishable. We talk about each of these 4 characteristics using the IHIP framework. The first characteristic is intangibility. The basic difference between services and goods is that services are intangible performances. Intangibility means that services cannot be touched, seen, tasted, heard, or felt in the same manner that goods can be sensed. Evaluating the quality of services before or even after making a purchase is harder than evaluating the quality of goods because, compared to goods, services tend to exhibit fewer search qualities. A search quality is a characteristic that can be easily assessed before purchase. The fabric of clothing, the texture of a furniture item, a vehicle, items that are easy to evaluate and high in search quality are mostly goods. Clothing, jewelry, furniture, houses, automobiles, all of these things can be assessed before making a purchase. An experience quality is a characteristic that can only be assessed after use. Something like a restaurant or a vacation. Items in this category tend to have both a service and a good component that overlap each other. Restaurant meals, for example, are high in experience quality because you can't say how good a restaurant is until you've actually tried it. If someone asks how that new restaurant down the street is, and you've never been there, you can't answer. Same thing with a vacation. If you've never been skiing in Vermont, you can read reviews and ask friends, but you can't truly say what the quality of that experience will be like until you go. Credence quality is a characteristic that consumers may have difficulty assessing even after purchase because they do not have the necessary knowledge or experience. Examples include television repair, legal services, dental work, auto repair, or a medical diagnosis. For example, if your appendix is about to burst and you need to have your appendix removed, you go to the hospital, they put you under anesthesia, and you wake up and there's probably a small scar. How do you know the doctor removed your appendix? You hope he did. And even if he did remove your appendix, how do you know that he did the best job possible? Credence qualities are mostly service-related situations where there is no tangible good component. With a medical diagnosis, can you touch the appendix the doctor removed? Probably not. Same with a root canal. There is no tangible good you walk away with. The service was performed, but assessing its quality is something you may struggle with for a long time afterward. Intangibility makes it harder for marketers to communicate the benefits of a service than the benefits of tangible goods. Marketers must rely on tangible cues to communicate a service's nature and quality. For example, highlighting a doctor's education, a hospital's survival rate statistics, facility rankings, or the number of procedures a surgeon has performed. These tangible cues help consumers evaluate something they cannot directly see or touch. The second characteristic is heterogeneity. Services have greater variability than goods. The inputs and outputs tend to be less standardized and uniform because services are labor-intensive and production and consumption are inseparable. Consistency and quality control can be hard to achieve. Think about buying a bottle of Absolute vodka at the store. Every time you purchase that same bottle, you are going to get the exact same product. The same taste, the same quality, the same amount. Goods are under strict quality control, so there is no variation. You know exactly what you're getting every single time. Now, let's say instead of buying a bottle at the store, you go to a bar and order a vodka soda. The first time you order it, the bartender is in a great mood, having a great night, and pours a little heavy on the vodka. You go back and order the same drink from the same bartender the next round. And this time, the bar is slammed. They're rushing, and the pour is a little lighter. Same drink, same bartender, same bar, but you did not receive the same service. That inconsistency is heterogeneity. Because a human being is involved in delivering the service, the output is going to vary. There is no assembly line, no strict quality control measurement ensuring that every vodka soda is identical. That variability is the nature of services. Another example is a barbershop. Let's say you go to the same barber every month for your haircut. One visit, your barber is energetic, chatty, and takes a little extra time making sure every detail is perfect. The next month, the shop is packed. Your barber is running behind and the cut feels a little rushed. Another time you come in and your barber is dealing with something personal and just isn't quite as focused. Same barber, same haircut, same barbershop. But the experience and the quality are not identical every single time. That is heterogeneity at work. Because a person delivers the service, the output will naturally vary based on their mood, their workload, and the circumstances of that particular day. Because of this variability, service providers try to create some sort of standardization and training to help increase the consistency and the reliability. If we go back to the bartender, they are hopefully going to use some measuring glasses to make sure they provide you the exact right amount of alcohol as compared to a mixer. The bar will probably train the individuals on how to make certain drinks. The same principle applies to the barbershop. Many barbershops now use appointment scheduling systems and standardized service times to make sure each client gets in and out within a consistent window, helping to deliver a similar level of service every visit. Barbers also go through formal training and apprenticeships to learn consistent cutting techniques, so that regardless of who is in the chair, the quality stays as uniform as possible. The third characteristic is inseparability. Goods are produced in a factory, sold to a retailer, and then purchased and consumed by the customer. Services, however, are typically sold first when you book an appointment or pay in advance, and then produced and consumed at the same time. Inseparability means that because consumers must be present during the production of a service, they are actually involved in producing the service they buy. Think about getting a facial. Can the esthetician perform the facial while you are somewhere else? Nope. Your face has to be present for the service to happen. The facial is produced and consumed at the exact same time, in the exact same place. If you were to take a product home and do it yourself, that would no longer be a service. It would be a good. The same thing goes for having your house cleaned. The cleaning service cannot happen without the house being there. The production and the consumption are happening simultaneously, in the same location. Simultaneous production and consumption also means that services normally cannot be produced in a centralized location and then consumed in a decentralized location the same way goods typically are. Unlike a product manufactured in a factory and shipped to your home, a service must be delivered at the point of consumption. Services are also inseparable from the perspective of the service provider. Thus, the quality of service that firms can deliver depends on the quality of their employees. The last characteristic is perishability. Perishability refers to the inability of services to be stored, warehoused, or inventoried. One of the most important challenges in many service industries is finding ways to synchronize supply and demand. Think about an in-person, face-to-face class. That lecture is perishable. It cannot be stored, warehoused, or inventoried for later learning. Once the class is over, that specific experience is gone. Another example is a movie theater. There are a set number of seats, and once a movie shows, those seats cannot be resold for that exact same showing. Empty seats cannot be stored, warehoused, or inventoried. The capacity is simply lost. This is why synchronizing supply and demand is such a critical challenge in service industries. How do we make sure we're supplying the right number of seats in a movie theater, seats on a plane, or hotel rooms to match the demand from customers? And how do we create additional demand to fill the supply we have? The philosophy that some revenue is better than none has prompted many hotels and airlines to offer deep discounts during off-season periods. To circle back to all four characteristics, intangibility means that a service cannot be touched, seen, tasted, heard, or felt in the same manner that goods can. Heterogeneity means that the variability of inputs and outputs is less standardized and uniform than goods. Inseparability means that a service is sold and then produced and consumed at the same time. And perishability means that a service cannot be stored, warehoused, or inventoried in the same manner that goods can.